I am in love with like a Mario, but you know, sometimes the starter courses, they're just a little bit pricey. You go out and you buy the Mario starter course, which is great, but King Boo's Haunted Yard has over double the pieces. So then you're like, you know what? I'll go get another set. King Boo's Haunted Yard, the Guarded Fortress, I can't really spend all that, like, the price of another starter course on other sets. So you're like, hang on, I'm going to get a cheaper set. But you don't want to stoop to the low of Fire Mario. So instead, you run out to the store and you buy Womp's Lava Trouble, a great set, and it's about half the price of the normal starter course. However, sometimes they don't have that much value. Starting with Wave 1, this is the Desert Pokey. It's a pretty good set, all things considered. There's Monty Mole, who you only get 1 coin from, but you can't hit him twice like regular Goomba. And there's also the Pokey here. The cool part about it, and this is the only set that does it, it actually plays the desert overworld theme from Mario Bros. 3, which is a pretty nice touch. After committing murder with the hammer, Luigi or Mario can then scan the code to get an appropriate amount of coins. Chain Chomp Jungle Encounter is probably a better set than the Desert Pokey. For starters, there's this unique enemy here, the Bramball, which you can hit 5 times at a time to collect up to 5 coins. Any more than that, and you will still only get 5, which is pretty good. The Chain Chomp, however, has a unique function where you gotta hit him off the post, but if you scan him, Luigi's only gonna get scared. You need to use a star block in order to actually defeat him. And when you do that, you'll get 16 coins, which is a pretty hefty bonus. And then lastly, after you defeat the Chain Chomp, there is this special coin block here, which Mario or Luigi can hit as many times as they want within a certain time period to get as many coins as they can. After that, they will not be able to hit any more in that level. Overall, this is a pretty good set, all things considered, and setting it up afterwards is pretty easy. However, one small issue, when you go to transport it, underneath you'll see the tree is barely supported. Like, it can break off like that. The last of the about $20 sets that we have is this incredible beauty, Womp's Lava Trouble, the best set that you can buy for this price. Look, it even has Thwomp. It's the Mario character that does this. This set includes multiple parts, and one of the functions is this. While it doesn't have a tile, you can kick the lava bubble off and then hit it. Although it's one hit and you gotta treat it like a normal enemy, so you only get 2. But it's whatever, not bad. Next, however, we have the bridge, and this is pretty good. Now, all you do is slide back and forth, but that doesn't mean that it's bad. This is pretty good, and if Luigi gets knocked off, usually he would get dizzy. But obviously, that's not the star of the show. The star of the show is this P block. By hitting the P block, you can get so many coins within a certain amount of time, and it freezes the time too for you to get this coins. So say you're running low on time, you can stop and then just keep running along and finish the level and still collect coins during. It's so great and so cheap to get. But what exactly does Womp do? After going across the bridge, the Mario Bros can knock Womp over, or the whole tile, that's fine too, because that's a looser connection because of the fact that it's only one stud in that hole. So then, 6 hits. That doesn't seem revolutionary, but if you only have the Mario Starter Course, Bowser Jr. takes 5. Now, while Bowser Jr. will give you more coins, Womp isn't bad either. And my, isn't that P-switch just something? Overall, Lego Mario does have some pretty fantastic sets. Some of them not as fantastic. However, up here I always have my set of Bowser's Airship. Beautiful 1,000-piece set. I'm kind of scared to hold it because if I drop it, then I know that I'm going to be destroyed for 5 hours trying to rebuild that. However, it has some great pieces like this POW block. Amazing piece. You can't get in any of the cheaper sets. However, some of the cheaper sets also have some exclusive blocks like the coin block in Chain Chomp Jungle Encounter. However, what you might find are some better blocks in some slightly more than cheaper sets. Next up is Mario's House and Yoshi. And get this, I don't really like this one. It feels a little bit overpriced because it only has 200 pieces and really 3 interactables. Oh, but there's a hammock right there. You can't even use the hammock after entering the star pipe. It's barely even worth it. Now, apparently this set was meant for like a little area for, Mario to talk to Yoshi, and then like the star pipe would be over here, and then they would start their adventure and, make their way out. However, Lego Mario doesn't really work like that because these coins here don't count towards the counter. So, this hammock is useless because all they do after they sleep is snore, which is honestly not that fun. I don't want to see someone sleep. So, you gotta start the star pipe here and go around the house, really, which you can't really do because the roof burns you. This, in my opinion, is the worst of the expansion sets. It's just, I don't get it. Yeah, okay, Yoshi's cool, but that's kind of it. Yoshi's the only cool thing here. Compared to Wiggler's Poison Swamp, that set is so much better. But anyway, what else does this set include? So Yoshi, you talk to him the first time and you get 5 coins. Underneath the roof, there is a star block. And you're probably like, oh wow, that's cool. There's a star block. Sorry to break it to you, but Mario's House and Yoshi, Master Your Adventure set, and Master Your Adventure set. There, that's 3 stars that you can only get from blocks. And 2 of them are only accessible if you have the Master Your Adventure set. Now behold this. King Boo in the Haunted Yard, Wiggler's Poison Swamp, and Sumo Boss Bro Topple Tower. That is 4 star blocks that you can only use one of. If you were going to get a star block, buy Wiggler's Poison Swamp. But whatever, it has a star block. What does this affect? It can insta-kill bosses, and you can't get double the coins. That's cool. You can get double the coins from that, but not this. 50% of the other interactables other than the star blocks you do not get double the coins for. I don't get this set. I don't get its purpose. They could have included Yoshi in anything else. Now for collectors, Mario's House and Yoshi, it's 2 minifigure scale, and it is a pretty good build overall as long as you don't look at it from the back. So for them it might be worth it. Just ignore that giant gash in the roof. But other than that, you're not really getting too much out of this set. Just skip this one. Next up is the Sumo Boss Bro Topple Tower. I just said Sumer, are you... This set, I don't know. As an expansion set, it is pretty good, but for its price, they are asking for a bit much. It does include that pretty patented one-stop enemy, like most sets do now. However, the mechanic here, it is pretty good. After so long of toppling the tower and, making it wobble, after so long the Sumo Bro will eventually start to get loose and it will fall over. And then you take the Sumo Bro and 8 hits later, 8 hits, you get 3 coins. That is just not worth it at all. For 3 hits, or for 8 hits, sorry, you would expect a little more than 3 coins, like at least 5, but 3, really. However, on the top of the tower, there is a star block, one of the 4 that you can just select, and then you can take them out in 1 hit and get 6 coins instead. So it's not that bad, as long as any of the other sets that you don't have connected to this one doesn't include a star block. However, where this set really shines is the tower and the mechanism. They molded a new piece for this set. Probably, they're going to use it in later sets, and I think they do. But for this set, they do use this new piece. It has a hole in it, which means that right there can support it. If you build it right, that is, can support it. Which means that if you have multiple of these sets, which some people do, you can just keep on stacking on top of it. In this set, this is the tallest possible tower. It is pretty good. However, sometimes when you wobble it, the tower actually breaks before the Sumo Bro falls. On the back of the box, or even like the little instruction startup guide, you might find the tower built like this, the longest piece first, and then that top bit, because the top bit also snaps off pretty easy, making it pretty customizable. So this is the smallest that this set officially recognizes, and you can go through it pretty fast, and then when he's off it, it goes even faster. Sounds like a jackhammer. However, using methods that this set itself doesn't recognize, this is the smallest possible tower. And if you thought the last one was fast, goodness, this one is faster. Look how fast that was. The top part even came off. That usually doesn't happen, but with this, sometimes it does. And the Sumo Boss Bro just comes off so fast. Overall, the Sumo Boss Bro Topple Tower is not bad, but I don't recommend it if it's your first LEGO Mario expansion set.
Break it, come on. Okay, never mind. 62 white. What are you gonna do? Well, come on, tell me, what are you gonna do?
That was recording the whole time, huh?
So I just like jump down.
Interesting. Lastly, for Wave 3, this one looks like it has a bit going on. This is Lakitu Sky World. Now, it looks like there's a lot, but really, when you separate the modular parts, that's really all that's to it. So not as much as you might think, but there is still a bit here. First of all, and this is the real main reason why I bought this set, there is another time block. And look at this. This is the crazy part. This time block is different from this time block, which means that you can get an additional minute of time just from these two. But what about, hear this, the rest of this set? It's not bad. Like, there's a few mushroom platforms here, which is pretty nice, and it's nice to get these pieces in a light blue color to kind of emphasize that you're in the sky. And there are 2 little enemies here that can be defeated, and while you probably wouldn't want to, you can swap them out. So you can put the Bullet Bill over here, and you can put the Fuzzy over here, which is pretty nice when you think about it, that little extra customization. But obviously, that's not the whole story, as there is this giant, big elephant in the room right here that I cannot not mention, this rotating platform. Typically, in tandem with LEGO Mario, you would take it and you would just lightly spin it to collect some extra coins, but not spin it too fast for that to happen. However, I do have just a tiny bit of a cheat. Behold, if you put Luigi there and then just slowly spin, then you won't knock it off and you'll still get a ton of coins for it. Very easy. Now, how do you knock off Lakitu? You put LEGO Mario or LEGO Luigi there. In 2-player, you would put one bro there and one bro there. But here, I'm just going to use one, and then you just spin it as hard and as fast as you can. It does work better with both sides, and Lakitu will just come flying off. Now, as a boss, you're probably thinking that Lakitu has a lot of hits, but no. Lakitu only has 2. Now that's because depending on how you build the set, it might be a little harder to knock Lakitu off. Now I built mine just right, so that way in just a few spins Lakitu can come flying off. Or not. Or you can damage the entire set. But you get a decent amount of coins, and you'll get a ton of coins from just spinning it anyway, so I can see why they did this. Overall, would you get this as your first expansion set? Maybe. It kind of depends on what you want. If you're trying to set yourself up for future, then yes, definitely. But if right now you just kind of want to expand your set in the best way possible for cheap, this one's not bad either, because it does have several modules, and while it is pretty much double the price as Womp's Lava Trouble, it's not as expensive as, say, something like the Guarded Fortress, or Reznor Knockdown, Toad's Treasure Hunt, anything like that. So you can go for this. But now, leading on to my favorite cheap set, it's Wiggler's Poison Swamp. Like, just look at it. First off, like, this build for Wiggler, it's great. There's no barcodes on it, so, you can't really defeat it in the play system, but, like, it works great. It bends that way, it bends kind of that way. You can wiggle it like an actual Wiggler. The head does tip down, which is a little unfortunate, but no big deal. Just put maybe a clear plate right there. And it's pretty much minifigure scale. So that's great. It also comes with this Skoomba, which, on its own is not that good. But take the one in the Mario starter course, for example, which most people would have by now. It is a different face print, which is pretty good. It's even different from King Boo and the Haunted Yard, which is appreciated. Say that the Master Your Adventure set is pretty much near you, but it's $20 more than this set and you don't really want to buy it, then you can get this character in the set. And it works the same way. In the Master Your Adventure set, it goes down 3 hits, and in this set, 3 hits. Same amount of coins. Pretty cool. Looks the same. No one can tell the difference. But what about the features of this set? They are just incredible. First of all, I did just complain about the star block, and ultimately this is another big complaint about the star block. However, since this set released, there was an update, so about a year now, where poison now harms you. And with the star, you can walk on all of this poison. While I don't necessarily like it, it is welcome, because if you have a lot of poison everywhere, then you can just walk over it with no problem. Now over here, there is this raft. And the raft itself, you get to rotate it and collect some coins, which is, it's never a bad thing. And if you fling it, then it will come off. And then the raft can sail around the set or anywhere else. You can cheat and get to the goal pole, but if you go really fast and stop, then it will make this cool little rush sound effect. But obviously that is not the main feature. Right here, when you put Luigi or Mario into this little saddle, then you can move Wiggler and knock the bridge over. That is just so cool. Look at that. It's just such a cool feature. Then Mario or Luigi can walk on over and take out whatever is in their way. And then, walk out and go to the end of the level. Overall, this is a fantastic set. And I believe it is more than Mario's House and Yoshi. If it is, buy it. If it is the same price, then still buy it, because it's over 100 pieces more. It's a much more enjoyable experience to play, and it's a much more enjoyable build. I cannot stress this enough. This set is amazing. So overall, you're probably wondering, what is the best cheap LEGO Mario set? It's probably Womp's Lava Trouble. You'll get the most out of it. I can tell you one thing though, it is definitely not this.